welcome to the latest episode of Millennial Money with me, Lauren, and this is Damien Faye. So today we're going to talk about the bills and expenses that you will need when you first move out of home for the first time and either rent or buy a property.
So as Lauren has said, this is for people who have never really lived on their own before. So let's just say a couple that are going to move out to move into their first home, whether it's to buy or rent, as Lauren said. So we want to give you an idea of some of the bills. So let's just start at the top, rent or mortgage. Now the average that we found out there is for around about £669. So let's call it £700 for rent or a mortgage if you're going to go and live on your own. Then on top of that, you've also got to pay all your bills. So you may have been living at home where you didn't have to pay the bills. Now you're going to have to start budgeting to pay bills. So let's just take gas and electric is one of the first bills you're going to have to pay. Now that can vary anywhere between say £60 a month up to about £100 a month, and that depends on your usage. So how often you're at home. If you work from home, you may use more electricity or gas than somebody who doesn't. On top of that, you've got to pay your water bills. Don't forget that water isn't free, so you have to pay for the water you use, and also you're going to end up paying for the water that is your wastewater as well. So you're going to have to budget for a water bill, which could be something like around about £40 a month. Then on top of that, you've got home insurance and life insurance. So you might have home insurance that will pay for content. So if you break something or you're burgled, then your insurance will pay to replace that. On top of that, you'll have something called buildings insurance. So if you buy a property, then the mortgage company will likely insist that you have buildings insurance. Now, buildings insurance basically pays to rebuild your property if it was to be blown up or something like that. There's going to be damage to it. So that together with your home insurance probably comes in around about £30 a month. Now, life insurance is for those people who are particularly buying a house. So if you were to die, to ensure that your mortgage could be repaid, that life insurance could be something around about, depends on your age and your health, but let's budget somewhere around about £20 a month for that. Of course, broadband, everybody wants internet, so £25 a month is about an average price. Of course, all these bills you can negotiate by shopping around using price comparison sites. Another bill to bear in mind is TV license. So if you watch live TV, you're going to have a TV license, and that works out to be £155 a year. And on top of that, you've got your food bill. Now, food bill is obviously very personal, but as we said, this is for two people. Budgeting around about £200 a month, I think, isn't outlandish. That might be a reasonable food bill, but you can cut it down or spend more depending on your own personal tastes. Of course, the other thing to bear in mind, you've got to have to pay council tax. Now, council tax depends on, or the amount depends on the value of your house. Now, there's a very long-winded way of them actually working out the council tax band that your property is in and how much you have to pay, which I won't go into. That's a video for another day. But something like about £150 a month is probably a decent budget for council tax. So that's the sort of rough bills you're going to have to pay month to month, or you can pay some of them annually. But Lauren's going to chat about one or two others to bear in mind.
Yeah, so don't forget, on top of all of those bills that you will have to pay every month, household bills and your rent and mortgage, you'll also continue to pay the bills that you pay now, potentially while you still live at home. So you pay for your car insurance, maybe your car finance. Most of you will probably have a mobile phone, which you will pay monthly, as well as a SIM, which you will also pay monthly for. Sometimes if you go to the gym, that could be a monthly subscription, and sometimes that can be quite costly. On top of that, don't forget you have to factor in that you potentially will be having those spend ups where you could go out and buy some clothes. Also, a credit card or loan payment, that crucial that you factor them into your budgeting because you don't want to default on any of those payments. And on top of that, please remember to factor in any fees or upfront fees that you may have, which Damien will divulge with you now.
Yeah, so with that, by the upfront fees, what we're talking about here is if you go rent, you're going to have to pay agency fees, you're going to have to pay a deposit, which is something like 4 to 6 weeks rent. If you're going to buy a property, don't forget you're going to have solicitor fees, you're going to have estate agency fees, stamp duty. We're not covering all of them here, but what this piece is to make you think about the bills that you might have to pay when you move out, which you probably aren't factoring in when you're looking at the numbers and when you're just focusing on trying to get your own place. So this isn't an exhaustive list. There are more bills out there that you probably might have to pay, but it's a very good start for those of you looking to move out from home.
And remember that all the bills that we've covered today are based on an average of a 2-person household, so they may increase or decrease depending if you're going to be a single occupant or if you're a family, but hopefully it's a good start to get you going, ready to go on the property ladder. So that's it for this week's Millennial Money. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us over on our social media. Our Facebook, Money to the Masses, our Instagram at Money to the Masses, and our Twitter at Money to the Masses with the number 2. And if you fancy it, we have a Facebook community group, which you can find us on by searching the Money to the Masses community or facebook.com/groups/Money to the Masses. Thanks so much for watching.